Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Muhammad Farooq, lecturer, Department of English, Ahmedabad University of Science and Technology. Dear student, I warmly welcome to you in online session of Ahmedabad University of Science and Technology. Due to COVID-19, we are gonna initiate our learning and teaching system through online sessions. So in today's class, we would discuss history of English literature. Before discussing today's, that class or today's lecture, I would like to ask you which particular topics we have covered in history of English literature. Anybody of you?
Sir, there was binary opposition, sir. Discussion was going on binary opposition.
We have, if I'm not wrong, we have covered modernism and postmodernism.
Yes, sir.
And third major topic is realism. So in today's class and in as well as in preceding classes, we would be discussing realism, different features of realism, and with the reference of different literary texts such as novel, drama, and poetry. And so in this particular context, I would like to initiate this discussion by asking you that do you have any prior knowledge about realism? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So do you have any prior knowledge about realism?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, which depend on the real idea of the topic or any.
Okay, just let me know that everybody is listening to me.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Okay.
Yes,
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
yes, sir.
Let me start. Realism, you know that like romanticism, like modernism, like classicism, this is a literary movement. You know that you were taught about romanticism, you were taught about modernism, you were taught about postmodernism. So realism is also one of the that movements in the history of English literature. This movement of realism started basically in mid 19th century in English literature, and it was a kind of reaction against romanticism. So now just tell me that do you have any idea of romanticism? Hello?
Rejection of traditionalism. Rejection
Yes.
of traditionalism.
Yes, romanticism was a kind of reaction against traditionalism, or more importantly, it was a kind of reaction against the age of reason and sense and sensibility. You know that before romanticism, there was age that was known to be the age of reason, the age of sense and sensibility. It was also called the age of science because writers, people, the public, they used to believe on reason, and the writers in literature, they started writing about that reason. They gave importance to reason. They talked about scientific discoveries and so on and so forth. You're getting me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So after
Yes,
this
sir.
age of reason and sense and sensibility, there came another reaction against this age, that was romanticism. And romanticism was, that a kind of break from reason. And the writers of romantic age, they gave importance to emotions rather than reason. They, that talked about fantasy, they talked about romanticism, they talk about idealization, they talked about the version of the life that was not present, but it was imagined, it was idealized, it was fantasized, it was, that romanticized. You are getting me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, realism basically started as a reaction against romanticism. So in this particular context, the writers of realism in literature, they basically propagated that life should not be presented as we want. Life should not be idealized, it should not be fantasized, it should not be romanticized, but rather life should be represented, it should be projected, and it should be described the way the life is. You're getting me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Anybody of you can let me know that what I said about realism, how you can define it.
Sir, life is not like a dream world. It is
Yes.
like reality. What happens in reality and like جیسے کہ ہم لوگ سوچتے ہیں جو خیالات ہوتے ہیں تو ریئلزم اس کو ریجیکٹ کرتا ہے. وہ کہتے ہیں کہ جو کچھ دنیا میں پریزنٹ ہے جو ہمیں دکھائی دے رہا ہے وہی ہے, اس کے علاوہ اور کچھ بھی نہیں.
Yes, very
Yes,
good.
sir, to come out of fantasy and live like a practical man, live the real, live in the reality.
Live in the reality. Very good. Anybody else?
The writers of realism,
Hmm?
life should be presented, idealized, and romanticized as we want. It should be explained as the life is in real phase, but not like we want.
Very good. Anybody else? Boys, where are boys?
We have to come out from the fantasies and those imaginations, and we have to talk about reality, what we are facing now.
Very good. So in explanation, we may say that realism basically deals with the practical version of the life. You know that what is ground reality, what is there, it must be projected, it must be propagated, it must be composed and written for reader. You're getting me?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so in one sentence we may that define realism to project the life as it is, not as it should be. You're getting me? So
Yes.
Sir,
So,
repeat.
Yes.
so earlier writers, I mean romantic writers, they were that presenting the life as a idealized version. For example, if we read Shakespeare, we see that there is fantasy, there is imagination, that there is mystery, there are other elements which are not real one. And similarly, if we read John Keats, P.B. Shelley, S.T. Coleridge, William Wordsworth, again we see that life is romanticized and it is idealized. But what about realist writers? They write about the life as it is, whether it is good, whether it is bad, whether it is in some critical circumstances, or whether it is some in other case. So they basically try, I mean the writers of realism, they try to project the life as the life is in real ground, on real ground, as it is on the reality. You getting me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, second important thing regarding realism is that realism is also known to be sometimes naturalism. And why it is known to be naturalism? Because what is natural? Natural and real are the same things, na? So what is real? What is natural? It is real. And what is real? It is natural. So in other words, it may also be termed as a naturalism. You're getting me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to ask me anything regarding this discussion?
No, sir, proceed.
Okay, thank you. Then if this was what a little bit discussion regarding the definition, regarding the core understanding of realism. Now we are going to have look upon some of the features of realism. So the very first characteristic, the very first that feature of realism is that it has transparent language. Do you have any kind of transparent language?
What is that, sir?
That transparent language means?
Okay, let me explain. One is simple and natural language. This is known to be transparent language. The other variant of the language is artificial one. That is not real one. So the language of real literature, the realism in literature has simple language. It has natural language. You know that when it talks about reality, definitely writers, they write in a natural language. They write in a real language. They write in a simple language. They do not, you know, that use bombastic language like the language of John Keats. They do not, you know, that use bombastic and prestigious language like the language of John Keats. They do not, you know, that cite the dialogues like Shakespeare and John Keats and P.B. Shelley, for example, to be or not to be, that is the question. For example, beauty is truth and truth beauty. For example, hard melodies are sweet, but those unhard are sweeter. So these are philosophical sentences. These are, you know, that ambiguous sentences. They are rather garden path sentences which lead the reader towards many interpretations. So realist writer, unlike romantic writers, they use simple and natural language. So this language is known to be transparent language.
Yes, sir.
Are
Yes,
you
sir.
clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Where is
Sir, please
Zile
repeat
Uma?
this point, transparent language.
I'm here, sir. I'm here.
Okay, you are getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you.
Okay.
So, sir, can we say that the Urdu we speak in our daily life is like our transparent language?
Yes, this is transparent language. Transparent in the sense that it has no metaphorical meaning. We do not, you know, that metaphorically use it. For example, I say that I don't have any idea about science. This is transparent language. But if I say that I am blind in science, so this is metaphorical language. So it would not be in the capability of common people. You getting me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so in term of style and content, both in term of style and content, the language is transparent. We have talked about the style of language, that it is transparent. How the content of the realism is simple one or natural. Can you guess
Yes, sir.
how the content of realism or the realism in literature is transparent and simple?
Hands up. I say hands up.
Sir, the writer is free, like the writer is free to write no matter.
Yes.
I
Basically, writers, they, you know, that write about reality. So reality is well known to everybody, na? So
Yeah.
they do not write about the fantasized and mysterious subject matters, because mysterious subject matters, they are very much ambiguous and complex to be understood. So they do not write in that way. Rather, they write about the crimes, they write about the socio-political issues, they write about economic issues, and those issues are well known in the society. I mean that realist writers do not philosophize the thing. They do not philosophize the thing. They do not problematize the thing. They do not romanticize the thing. They do not fantasize the thing. They are just like photographer, let me say. A realist writer is just like a photographer who does capture the picture as the picture is, as the object is, without coloring, without enhancing the beauty, without enhancing or exaggerating the ugliness of the object. You are getting me?
Yes, sir.
You're getting me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So this is what that they are like photographers. They just, you know, that they capture the picture, they present the object, they describe the things, and the things are described and projected and pictured as the things are. You getting me? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, another important thing that the genre of novel is most popular kind of literature in realism. Can you estimate that why only novel is so much popular in realism?
Sir, because it shows the
Now-
reality of life.
Because ये society की
Can you
reality को
repeat your question, please?
Right? Anybody else?
About the traditions.
About
Can
traditions?
you repeat, please, your question?
Okay. I asked that why, that novel is most popular genre or kind of literature regarding realism, because most of the novelists, they have contributed a lot in realistic or realism in literature. So why only this genre is so much popular?
So because these novels are natural.
And another important thing that
Because they include all the story of a man's life.
You know that novel is the best medium to propagate the socio-political issues of the society. You know that when we are enacting a play, we are, that trying to pretend the things. We stage a play and we, that exaggerate the thing, and we sometimes, that fantasize the thing. But novel is a long medium, it's a long narrative. So this is the best medium to make commentary on some issues. And in realism, social, political, and economic commentary is made. So this commentary is perhaps best, that designed and best fitted in the genre of novel. That's the reason the novel is popular genre in realism. You are getting me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Another important thing that, so in realism, we see that writers, there are a number of writers. This is the time to discuss realism with reference to different literary texts. For example, you see a number of novelists who have, contributed and composed masterpieces in the field of English literature in the form of novel. So we see that one of the American writers, Arthur Miller, is there, who has written Crucible, who has written Death of Salesman. Then there are a number of writers in the age of Queen Victoria in Victorian literature, like Charles Dickens is there, Thomas Hardy is there, George Eliot is there. So all these writers, they have projected the life in a very real variant, in a very real style. So have you read any of the texts of these writers?
Sir, Charles Dickens की हमने पढ़ी थी.
Yes, for example, if we discuss Charles Dickens, so you see that he has talked about the labor system of child at that time through the character of Pip, who is the protagonist of the novel. And similarly, he has described the class system of Victorian age, like upper class, like aristocratic class, who used to treat common and middle class people like animal, and they were enjoying their status like a god on the earth. So do you find these things in that novel? Hello? Hello?
Sir.
आवाज आ रही है लेकिन ये क्वेश्चन समझ नहीं आ रहा.
क्वेश्चन मेरा ये है कि जो रियलिस्ट लिटरेचर के अंदर जो राइटर्स लिखते हैं वो रियलिटी को लिखते हैं, उनमें कॉमन थीम्स जो सोसाइटी में इश्यूज होते हैं, हाँ वो इश्यूज सोशल हों, पॉलिटिकल हों, इकोनॉमिक्स हों या कि रिलीजियस हों, उनके बारे में लिखा जाता है. तो आपने नाम दिया जो चार्ल्स डिकन का, उनके डिफरेंट नॉवेल्स हैं, लाइक अ टेल ऑफ टू सिटीज है, लाइक ग्रेट एक्सपेक्टेशंस है. So do you find these issues being projected in those novels?
Sir, Great Expectations जो पढ़ा था उसमें थोड़ा बहुत याद है, ज्यादा नहीं, पर थी ये चीजें.
उसमें देखें आप जो कि पिप की लेबर है, चाइल्डहुड में वो लेबर कर रहा है और वो एजुकेशन से डिप्राइव्ड है, और इसी तरह वहाँ पे मिस हैविशम का जो कैरेक्टर आप देखते हैं वो एरिस्टोक्रेटिक क्लास को प्रेजेंट करता है जो कि फुल ऑफ प्राइड है और प्रेजुडिस उसके अंदर है. और इसी तरह से आप सोशल वहाँ पे इश्यूज देखते हैं. तो ये सारी चीजें रियलिटी को प्रेजेंट करती हैं ना.
यस सर, यस.
और इसी तरह अ टेल ऑफ टू सिटीज अगर आप देख लें, اس میں جو ایرسٹوکریٹک کلاس تھی وکٹورین ایج کے اندر اینڈ مڈل کلاس جو تھی لوور مڈل کلاس ان کے درمیان جو ٹسل تھی اینڈ لوور مڈل کلاس was being treated like animal, they were badly treated by aristocratic class. تو کیسے جو ہے نا وہ A Tale of Two Cities یہ بتاتا ہے that one group is that less privileged in the society and the other one is highly privileged in the society, and the higher one, those who are haves and those who are have nots, they have a clash between them, and finally there is a war between them, and there is a call for power and so on and so forth. You're getting me?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, you see that there is another writer, Alexander Pope. Have you touched upon Alexander Pope? Alexander Pope کو کسی نے پڑھا ہے؟ Hello?
سر نام اس
نہیں سر نہیں پڑھا.
Okay,
نام بھی نہیں پڑھا.
just few seconds wait please. جی میں اسے ہوٹل کا کلاس کے اندر ایک گھنٹے بعد ہیلو
جی سر.
Yes, sir.
sorry for disturbance. So interruption ہوگی. Anyhow, so I was talking about Alexander Pope, who has written a beautiful and masterpiece titled as A Rape of Locke. So Rape of Locke is a story about a woman whose name is Locke, and you know that there is a quarrel in the society. اس کے بال کوئی کاٹ دیتا ہے اور اس کے بال کاٹنے پہ جو ہے نا وہ پورا ان کے جو دو فیملیز ہوتی ہیں ان کے درمیان ایک بہت بڑی ٹسل اور وار سٹارٹ ہو جاتی ہے, ایک بہت بڑی کلیش سٹارٹ ہو جاتی ہے. کس چیز پہ؟ بال کاٹنے پہ. سو ان کا کیا مین تھیم کیا ہے ریپ آف لاک کا؟ دیٹ ایرسٹوکریٹک رولنگ کلاس they used to focus on minor things and they used to ignore serious and major things. وہ being rulers چھوٹی چھوٹی چیزوں کو فوکس کر لیتے تھے اور بڑی بڑی چیزیں جو سیریس میٹر ہوتے تھے, سیریس جینوئن کنسرنس ہوتی تھی, ان کو وہ اگنور کرتے تھے. تو اس ماسٹر پیس کے اندر آئی مین ریپ آف لاک کے اندر بیوٹیفلی جو معاشرے کی عکاسی کی گئی ہے, معاشرے کو پریزنٹ کیا گیا ہے, تو یہ ریئلزم کی بیسٹ ایگزامپل ہے. You're getting me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes sir.
Where is Zishan and Vakas?
I'm listening, sir.
Okay. Now, another important thing that we see that Arthur Miller's Death of Salesman, being American, that dramatist, he has talked about the reality in America. So there was a fantasized and romanticized version of America. Do you know that what that was? Have you ever heard about the romanticized dream of America?
No, sir.
There is rather American dream. There is a term that is used for America. That is known to be American dream. What is American dream? That America is the land of equal opportunities. That no matter no matter you are from Africa, no matter you are from Pakistan, no matter you are from any region of the world, when you will go in America, you will be American, and you will have equal opportunities in every walk of life. This was a kind of romanticized and idealized dream of America. But what was real in America? What is reality in America? What is real ground reality in America? That is somehow different. How it is
Yes,
different?
sir.
Misunderstanding of modern
discrimination.
men, sir.
Yes.
Sir, there is discrimination between black people and white people.
There is discrimination between blacks and white. There is
Yes, sir.
discrimination between American and non-American. There is discrimination between American and Latin American. There is discrimination between Eastern and Western. There is discrimination between the higher, the prestigious class of the society and the lower middle class of the society. So this is what beautifully and skillfully projected and described by Arthur Miller in Death of Salesman, in which we see the protagonist. I have talked about the protagonist in one of my classes as a Willy Loman, who is ironically Willy Loman, who is, you know, the dreaming American dream throughout the play. And in this dream of American dream, he, you know, that meets with tragic end of his life. You are sensing my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let's talk about objectification, to treat human beings like an object. It's a misunderstanding of
objectification is one of the important themes in that play, that people, the labor class, they are, you know, that objectified, they are, you know, that treated like objects, they are treated like a machine, and they you know, that they work a lot, but after, when they are expired in term of age, in term of energy, they are fired. You know that the famous line of that play is, you cannot eat the banana and throw the peel away. That means that there is, you know, that satire on capitalistic system of economy in the society, that people, they are used, they are misused, you know, that, and at the end of the day, when they are unable to perform their duties further, they are fired from their jobs, and they're fired from their, you know, that their careers, and so on and so forth. Is it clear?
You can never dive into the same river twice, sir. Structuralism.
What?
You can never dive into the same river twice.
Yes. It is. We are at the moment talking about realism. We are just focusing the theme of realism in these literary texts, including novel and ड्रामा. सो डेथ ऑफ सेल्स में आप देखते हैं कि कैसे अमेरिकन ड्रीम जो कि फैंटेसाइज था उसको डीकंस्ट्रक्ट करके, दिस इज आल्सो वन ऑफ द एलिमेंट्स ऑफ डीकंस्ट्रक्शन, कि उसे डीकंस्ट्रक्ट करके आर्थर मिलर ने एक रिकंस्ट्रक्ट किया, एक न्यू रियल बेस्ड एंड रियल variant of American dream. So he has, you know, that opened the eyes of reader that you were sleeping, you were dreaming, and the real dream is not the real dream. Rather, the real dream is a nightmare. That is, you know, that something opposite. That is something tragic that has been proved by the protagonist of the play. Is it clear?
The salesmen speak that they are fixed to some specific resources in America.
Yes, they are fixed. You know that everybody is fixed in that particular structure, in structure of economy, in social setting. Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
की कॉल डिस्कनेक्ट हो गई है, उसकी कॉल दोबारा कनेक्ट नहीं हो रही, प्लीज उसको आप कनेक्ट कर दें, वो कब से ट्राई कर रही है.
Yes, I admitted Aisha Bibi and Oppo A1K somebody else.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So हमने क्या किया जी, हमने जो है ना रेप ऑफ लॉक की रियलिज्म के हवाले से एग्जांपल दी, हमने चार्ल्स डिकन की रियलिज्म के हवाले से एग्जांपल दी, हमने डेथ ऑफ सेल्समैन की जो कि आर्थर मिलर ने लिखा है उसकी रियलिज्म के हवाले से एग्जांपल दी, हमने अ टेल ऑफ टू सिटीज की एग्जांपल दी, और इसके अलावा जो विक्टोरियन लिटरेचर पे जी
सर अ टेल ऑफ टू सिटीज ये थॉमस हार्डी की टेक्स्ट है.
नो, अ टेल ऑफ टू सिटीज इज रिटन बाय चार्ल्स डिकन. So Thomas Hardy, one of the renowned writers, novelists of Victorian age, he has also realistically depicted life through his novels. How? Have you read his Tess of D'Aubervilliers?
No, sir.
Tess of D'Aubervilliers is one of the beautiful, one of the painful, and one of the most appealing novels in English literature ever written. So this is, that the story of a young girl whose name is Tess, and she is, that marginalized in the society, and she is doubly marginalized. She is segregated and marginalized by her own family members as well as by the society in social setting. So what is realism in that novel? That there is satire on society, that social structure in Victorian age was different. It was different for men, it was different for women. Women, they were, that they were supposed to be in kitchen, and men, they were supposed to be in field. Women for kitchen and men for field. So this was what the reality of Victorian age, and this reality was successfully and skillfully, that described and incorporated in the novels of Thomas Hardy. Second important thing, that there is religious satire in the novel. We see that the religion, the church system of Victorian age was biased one. It was offering different rules for men and different rules for women. If a woman commits a sin, she was twice punished. But if a man commits, that sin, he was not punished even for a single time. So we see that there is protagonist girl whose name is Tess. She is twice punished for the sin that she has not done. Rather, she has been done wrong by a man whose name is Alec. And Alec and Angel, they are not punished even for one time. But on the other hand side, Tess, she is punished twice. She is punished by police. She is punished by family members. She is punished by society. She is punished by religion as well. So this was what double standard of Victorian society was skillfully presented and realistically presented by Thomas Hardy and Tess of D'Aubervilliers. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
You may also, add your discussion regarding this subject matter of realism, or any other literary text you have studied.
What is this?
Which one? Hello?
Yes, sir. आप continue करें.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
मैं तो कंटिन्यू कर ही रहा हूँ, मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मैं आपसे कह रहा हूँ, there must be interactive class. So you should also add your point of view. You can also share your ideas regarding this topic that we have selected for discussion, and it is under discussion. The theme of realism, the movement of realism, with reference to different literary texts in English literature. So you may add your own views and your own, that valued ideas as well.
Okay, sir.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I have been, speaking to you on realism with reference to different literary texts for last 30 minutes. So do you find any kind of demerit of this realism or realistic approach in literature?
Sir, in my opinion, there should be not any demerit in realism or naturalism.
Why? No, you cannot say that there should not be. You know that Shakespeare was a great writer, but if you read some of the critics, they even abuse Shakespeare, and they say that he was an imitator, he was a copier, he was a cheater, and so on and so forth. So if Shakespeare may be criticized, so we cannot say that there should not be any demerit. There are certain demerits, and this is the beauty of literature. So do you think that there is some demerit of this realistic approach towards literature?
Sir, great stress upon physical word, and it doesn't believe in imagination and sentiments.
Very good. One thing, Taimur Khan, I think that you spoke. One thing that realistic writer are the writers of realism. They that overly, and they that focus and stress on ground reality every time. And in this particular struggle, they forget to use their creative power. They forget to use their imaginative power, and their writing is not as appealing as the writing of romantic writers. Because if we just read the ground reality, we should better to read history. There is no perfect subject like history to present the things in a realistic way. What do you think? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, what do you think? Does this
लेकिन
point
सर
sound
हमने
to
तो
you?
मतलब स्टार्ट में ही आपने हमें मतलब समझाया था ना कि लिटरेचर की ब्यूटी ही यही है कि इंसान जो चाहे सोच सकता है, जो चाहे वो कह सकता है कि ये ऐसे हो सकता है। मतलब कि साइंटिफिक ट्रुथ कुछ भी नहीं है, ठीक है, लिटरेचर में। मतलब कि इन अ सेंस कि किसी भी चीज को कोई भी बंदा ये नहीं कह सकता कि जो मैं कह रहा हूँ यही है। जो इंसान अपनी तरफ से जो सोचता है तो वो लिटरेचर का पार्ट है और यही ब्यूटी है। लेकिन रियलिज्म में तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। तो ये एक तरह से फिर लिटरेचर को ही ये मतलब कि अगेंस्ट नहीं है लिटरेचर की।
जैसे रियलिज्म एक इंसान को बाउंड कर देता है, एक सोच तक, महदूद सोच तक
कर देता है, और फिर हमें साइंटिफिकली हर चीज को देखना पड़ता है कि ये ट्रूथ है या नहीं है।
मरियम, अब आपको क्लियर है इनका पॉइंट?
यस सर, क्लियर हो गया।
अच्छा, अब आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि जो है ना रियलिस्टिक राइटर दे आर नॉट क्रेडिटेबल, दे आर नॉट अप्रिशिएटेबल, दे आर नॉट प्रेजेबल। दिस इज नॉट द केस। दे हैव कंट्रीब्यूशन, उनकी अपनी कंट्रीब्यूशन है कि लाइफ को देखें। हमने एक डेफिनेशन लिटरेचर की ये भी पढ़ी है, दैट लिटरेचर इज मिरर ऑफ लाइफ, इट्स अ रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ लाइफ। जब हम ये बात करते हैं तो हम रियलिस्टिक राइटर्स की का रेफरेंस देते हैं। लेकिन जब हमने ये पढ़ा कि लिटरेचर डज नॉट डील विद व्हाट इज एंड व्हाट वाज, रादर इट डील्स विद व्हाट शुड बी एंड व्हाट माइट बी। ठीक है, तो जब हम ये बात कहते हैं तो फिर हम तखय्युल की दुनिया में चले जाते हैं। व्हाट शुड बी एंड व्हाट माइट बी, वो तो हमें फिर कोई काबू नहीं कर सकता। तो वहां पे हमें काम पड़ते हैं रोमांटिक राइटर्स, वहां पे हमें इमेजिनेटिव राइटर्स काम आते हैं। तो लिटरेचर की ब्यूटी ये है कि ये जो भी बंदा जो कुछ लिखता है, वो जो कुछ
हर
भी
किसी का व्यू जो है वो ठीक हो सकता है उसके मुताबिक।
एवरीथिंग इज रिलेटिव। कीप इन माइंड, we are living in a postmodern age, and in postmodern age there is no absolute truth, there is no objectivity, and so far in literature is concerned, already there is no absolute truth in literature. You getting me?
Yes sir.
Let me say that sometimes the truth that is presented in literature is more than the truth that is in reality. You getting me?
Yes sir.
So ये जो एक हमने रियलिज्म को हमने देखें, पोस्ट मॉडर्न का यही ब्यूटी है कि हमने रियलिज्म को एक जो है ग्लोरीफाई नहीं किया, बल्कि आखिर में आके उस पर हमने क्रिटिसिज्म भी कर दी। और ये क्रिटिक्स की भी क्रिटिसिज्म है दैट रियलिस्टिक राइटर दे ब्लाइंडली कॉपी द थिंग्स फ्रॉम द लाइफ। और इसको आप प्लेटो के आइडिया के साथ भी आप इसको प्रूव कर सकते हैं, वेयर ही हैज सेड दैट literature is imitation of imitation, twice removed from reality. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे आप कैसे इसे रेफरेंस दे सकते हैं दैट जो राइटर्स होते हैं वो ब्लाइंडली कॉपी करते हैं जो ऑलरेडी पढ़ा हुआ है। सो देयर इज ऑल्दो डबल कॉपी, देयर इज ऑल्दो इमिटेशन, बट देयर इज नो क्रिएशन। सो दिस इज व्हाट criticism on realistic literature or realism in literature, that this realism is a kind of that not so much appealing, not as appealing as the literature of romantic writers is. Okay, now I think that this is the time. It's sufficient from my end. If you want to ask me any question.
No, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir, thank you.
Sir, is the topic realism completed or we will proceed in further classes?
No. A little bit portion is discussed only. There are a number of other things to be discussed with the
Sir,
reference
ये
of
little
realism.
bit है.
Realism को हम
Okay,
मजीद
sir.
प्रोसीड करेंगे आगे, ठीक है?
Inshallah,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
और दूसरी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज आपसे जो पूछनी है, जिसकी वजह से आज मैंने इंट्रोडक्शन की क्लास नहीं ली, वो ये है कि कुछ टॉपिक्स मैंने करवाए, कुछ प्रेजेंटेशंस हुई. आप लोगों में से जो भी बंदा ये बंदी जिसको जिन टॉपिक्स में प्रॉब्लम है, वो मुझे काइंडली आप इस पे बोलें, ताकि आने वाली क्लास में मैं उनको डिस्कस करूं लिटरेचर में, ताकि आपको क्लियर्ड हो जाए.
Okay,
सर
sir.
आपने रिकॉर्ड किया सर लेक्चर आज?
जी, ये सेशन बिल्कुल रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है, ये आपके साथ जो है ना शेयर भी किया जाएगा.
ठीक है, थैंक यू सर.
Sir, thank you so much. हमें इतना इंटरेस्टिंग लेक्चर होने के लिए.
थैंक यू सो मच. आप लोगों का शुक्रिया, आपने टाइम निकाला है. और एक चीज मैं आपको
नहीं,
कहूँगा
sir.
कि बीइंग स्टूडेंट्स, देखें आप लोग तो एनर्जेटिक हैं, आप लोगों को ये चैलेंजिंग जो क्रिटिकल सिचुएशंस हैं, इनको जो है ना फेस करना चाहिए ना. सम ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स दे you know that they are saying that we are unable to take online classes. और ये इस स्टेज पे तो ये कोविड-19 की एक ब्लेसिंग इन डिस्गाइज है कि आपको टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ इंट्रोड्यूस करवा लिया. यू आर यूजिंग ट्विटर, यू आर यूजिंग इंस्टाग्राम, यू आर यूजिंग फेसबुक, यू आर यूजिंग व्हाट्सएप. what is the mistake in using online classes? आपको
सर मतलब हमारी अभी
जी?
स्टेट की एक सब्जेक्ट है सर, तो स्टेट हमें कैसे पढ़ाएंगे, इसका मसला होता है सर. मैथ्स वालों को भी
मतलब वो भी जैसे तैसे भी पढ़ाएंगे, आप पढ़ें ना. मैंने आपको पहले दिन से कहा है that don't beat about marks, don't think about marks.
पढ़ेंगे ना.
हाँ जी, कोई हेडेक आपने मार्क्स का नहीं लेना. आप इस मैरिज सेशन को, दोनों क्लासेस को एंजॉय करें और चीजें सीखें. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे यू विल हैव गुड ग्रेडिंग इंशाल्लाह.
Inshallah, sir.
Okay, I would like to end this session by recording
Sir,
your
attendance का
yes,
क्या होगा?
by recording your attendance. So I would be calling your names and you will be responding me. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tayyiba Judoon is there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anam Askar is there.
Present.
Okay. Maryam Zamir is there.
Present, sir.
Okay. Who is Huawei Y7? Who is Huawei Y7?
Me, sir, Savera Server.
Savera Server. Next time you should title your name instead of the name of your cell, okay?
Yes, sir. ये ठीक रहेगा सर.
Alisha Gohar.
Yes, sir.
Aruj Awan. Okay. Taimur Khan.
Yes, sir. Present.
Okay. Akib Khan.
Yes, sir. Present.
Okay. Who is like this Sardar one?
Sardar.
Wearing
Sir, call full name?
Yes, your good name?
Zafria.
Your good name?
Sir, Zafria.
Okay. Maria Javed is there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shehzad Ahmed is there?
Yes, sir.
Hadi Hussain?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Zile Oma is there?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Amresh?
Amarzish.
Amarzish. Oh, sorry for mispronouncing your name.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Adan is there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Noshina? Noshina is there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nimra Obaid?
Yes, sir.
Yashfa Anwar is there?
Yes, sir.
Harim Jadoon?
Yes, sir.
Sayyida Aman?
Yes, sir.
Shakil Khan? Okay. Then who is left? Zunesh Khan.
Sir, present.
Okay. Aman Raja.
Present.
Shakil Khan.
Yes, sir.
Saida Aman.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fatima
अदम कोई
Malik.
भी उसकी एब्सेंट लगा दे, उसकी अपनी अटेंडेंस नहीं देनी.
Fatima Malik.
Present, sir.
Who is asked? Is asked. Okay, who is left?
Zishan, sir.
Zishan. Anybody else?
Sir, Zaryab.
Okay, anybody else?
Zaryab, sir.
Yes, anybody else?
सर ऊपर नाम शो हो रहे होंगे, देखिए ना.
नहीं, नाम तो शो हो रहे हैं, वो मैं साथ में अटेंडेंस भी लगा रहा हूँ ना. So I think almost everybody has done.
Yes, sir.
Should I leave the session?
Yes, sir.
अदन की लगा
Yes,
ली
sir.
आपने?
Thank you, sir.
जी?
सर अदन की अटेंडेंस लगाई है?
Adin, yes, Adin is registered.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, जिले लगा दिए. Should I leave the session?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Once again, thank you so much. Stay blessed at your home and be
Thank
safe
you.
and enjoy your online classes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Khuda Hafiz.
Thank you. Allah
Khuda
Hafiz.
Hafiz.